A project can look like a perfect success. All the boxes are checked, the reports are glowing, and every metric is hit. But then, when it's all over, the very problem that started the project is still there. This is a common experience in the workplace, succeeding on every single task but somehow failing at the overall goal. And this outcome isn't an accident, it has a structural cause.
So what we're looking at is a situation where the measures of success don't actually line up with the real purpose of the work. The reason for this mismatch is found in how large-scale, complex work gets managed.
Imagine a team is given a really important objective. They work hard, their progress dashboards are all green, and leadership is happy with the numbers. But after all that effort, it becomes clear the fundamental issue was never really addressed. The team hit every single one of its targets, but the goal wasn't achieved. This isn't about a lack of effort, it's about the design of the system itself.
The root of this problem comes from a basic need that any large group has when it's trying to accomplish something complicated.
You see, when a lot of people are collaborating on a complex goal, it's pretty much impossible for every single person to understand every detail of the whole system. So to get everyone pulling in the same direction, the organization needs simple, clear, visible signs of progress. These signals act like a shared map, telling everyone where to focus their energy.
And the process of creating these simple signals involves translating a big, complex idea into a simple measurement.
An organization will often take a broad, hard-to-measure goal and then pick a simpler, quantifiable proxy to stand in for it. This proxy is just an indicator, usually a number, that is supposed to represent progress toward that more complex objective.
For instance, a complex goal like improving product quality is really tough to measure directly, so a simple proxy gets chosen, something like reducing the number of weekly bug reports. From that point on, performance is judged based on that specific number. This turns the abstract idea of quality into a concrete, manageable target.
Now, once this proxy is in place and it's being used for evaluation, it starts to shape what people actually do.
Because this proxy is so visible and easy to track, it becomes the basis for everything: reviews, rewards, promotions. This naturally creates pressure on teams and individuals to perform well on that specific metric. Their success becomes directly tied to moving that number. As a result of this pressure, attention and effort start to shift. They move away from the broad original goal and become narrowly focused on the metric itself. The proxy stops being just an indicator of the goal. It effectively becomes the goal.
People's actions then change to maximize their performance on that measure. They find the most efficient ways to improve the number, but those methods aren't always the same as the actions needed to achieve the original intent.
This shift in focus is what creates a gap between the work that's being done and the problem that work was supposed to solve. Let's go back to that product quality example. The original goal, improving quality, would probably encourage fixing deep, systemic problems. But the metric, reduced bug reports, might encourage totally different actions, like closing reports quickly without really fixing the issue, reclassifying bugs so they don't count, or even just making it harder for users to submit a report in the first place. And this is the core of the problem. A total focus on the proxy can lead to behaviors that actually make the underlying issue worse. The number of bug reports go down, which makes it look like quality is going up, but the actual quality of the product might be getting worse.
It's really tempting to see this kind of outcome as a mistake. Maybe someone chose the wrong metric, or there was a failure of management, but the reality is a lot more structural. This dynamic isn't necessarily an error that needs to be fixed. It's often an inherent trade-off that comes with managing complex systems. It's just a consequence of needing to make a complicated reality manageable at a large scale.
And the system works this way for a very logical reason. To coordinate the work of hundreds, or even thousands of people, an organization has to use simple metrics. A perfect, nuanced measure of something like quality would just be too complex to track and act on at scale. So, simple measures are chosen because they are scalable.
In the end, the system is optimized for legibility, the ability to be easily read and understood from a distance. This creates an unavoidable trade-off between the need for scalable coordination and having perfect alignment with the original complex goal.